12:30 a.m. on a July night. A young man's parents and grandparents, who are currently visiting, are asleep. A young man sneaks out of his house by undoing the screen on his window and climbing out of it. With him, his skateboard and a backpack containing a book he's writing. He skulks out of his backyard to the street of his suburb. The moon stares over some clouds. It's yellow and massive, the kind of moon a murder would take place underneath. Ignoring the paranoid thoughts of possible murderers and kidnappers, he skates out of his suburb, listening to his favorite musical artist with his headphones. On the main street, he begins skating towards the skate park, thinking it'll be interesting to skate there at night. Plus, they've been renovating it, so it'll be cool to see what they're adding on. Whilst on the way, he passes the empty mall. Feeling thirsty, he cracks a soda he brought open with his teeth and drinks it, leaving the empty can on an electrical box. Cars whiz by as he walks alongside the road, his thoughts wandering why there would be so much traffic this late at night, yet plagued with the thoughts of what may lie past the veil of darkness on the opposite side of him from the road. He skates down the hill to the skate park, already sweaty from the summer night, so the cool breeze rushing by him is quite refreshing. Turning in the corner, the skate park comes into the view. Hopping off the skateboard and walking off the street, he starts walking on the bike path towards the park. But while he walks, he sees four silhouettes at the skate park. He freezes in his tracks. Two male, two female. Two have scooters and two have bikes. At least that's how it seems. Social anxiety taking over, he hides behind some bushes and watches from afar, even though he's fairly certain they've already seen him, and now he feels like a creep. The silhouettes start leaving. In reaction to this, he fist pumps. His plans will stay on track after all. Coming out from the brush, he walks over to the skate park, and as the group leaves sight, he hops on his skateboard as soon as he feels alone once more. He skates a bit, unskillfully of course, stumbling and not even attempting to jump at all, just going up and down ramps over and over. After a bit of skating, he walks to the part of the park under construction, becoming excited for the updates to be finished sometime soon. Sitting down on a hubba, he cracks open his in-progress book, sharpening a pencil to write with. His mind cannot put words to page, though. All that fits his thoughts is if the group from earlier could have been peachy, maybe even friendly, and maybe if they didn't leave, just relocated. Concluding the short-lasted book break, he gets up and begins walking around the building adjacent to the skate park, assuming the group may have relocated to the football arena on the other side of the building. Waving to security cameras, he makes his way past his school, pondering why the lights are on at 1 a.m. While walking past, he sees a chair in a stairwell with a piece of paper on it. Once past the school, he begins sauntering through the parking lot of the football field. Paranoia rebounds, causing the man to remove his headphones in fear of something he may not be hearing with them on. The air is still, eerily still. The only thing he can hear is his own hair rubbing the headphones around his neck as he looks around. As he reaches the midpoint of the parking lot, he ponders why cars and trucks are still parked here. As he does, a light begins to flow down the street ahead. Panicking, the man frantically thinks of what it could be coming down the street. A murderer? The group of kids from earlier? A kidnapper? Whilst panicking, trying to come up with a plan of action, a cop car reveals itself, on its nightly patrol past. Making it to the field finally, the man is disappointed, as gates that he didn't know were there block him from entering, proving the trek to be a waste of time. The moon mocks him from the skies. He makes his way back to the skate park, complaining to himself about the futility of his walks to calm his nerves. He's beginning to get cold. The sweat has caked onto him and begun to chill. Along with that, his legs are beginning to ache, so he begins the journey back. On his way back, his thoughts are more pleasant, thinking of his significant other, currently asleep, so they could wake early for a trip to a nearby town with their family. He sings loudly as he skates down the street, his worries melting away. As his feet throb in pain and his skin shivers as he gets even cooler. Making it to the mall between the park and his home, he cuts through the parking lot, deciding that the night is not over yet. In a stroke of paranoia, he removes his headphones once more. At first, the air is still, just as it was earlier, without a sound to be heard until he hears it. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, blaring from a nearby car dealership. He approaches to investigate, curiosity overflowing in him. As he enters the vicinity of the dealership, he sees a parked car blasting the local radio. Once again, not wanting to be seen, he sneaks away, back to the parking lot of the mall. A thought passes through his mind. He could be the one who scares another, as opposed to vice versa. He could scream bloody murder, hopefully giving the person in the car a good jump. He screams with all his might, straining his throat. Afterwards, he fully realizes the magnitude of the noise he just released. It echoes through the night, the kind of echo where you can feel like you can hear it from everywhere it reached, not just where you're standing. Feeling panicked, he books it away from the dealership, deeper into the mall parking lot. This is when it dawns on him. The junk dumpster. Recently, a dumpster has appeared in the middle of the lot, seemingly full of junk. A dumpster he's been wanting to explore since he first saw it. His scavenging spirit takes over as he hops into the dumpster, picking up a small wheel and two pipes, and hopping out to continue home. On the way back, he recontemplates his decision, tossing the scavenged into a field he's passing. A field with junk in it already. Re-entering the suburb, his leg pain is more present than ever. He skates down the street knowing the end of his excursion is near. Sneaking back in, the man has an idea. Laying in bed and prying his computer open, he begins to log his nightly events.